Well, good morning, everybody. I hope everybody is having a great day, great morning, great evening. Welcome back to another video podcast of No Time to Be Sad in Thailand. I hope this sounds good. I hate to admit it, but I didn't realize that this new headset had a mute button. So the last two times it was been through the microphone of my laptop. So it is what it is, right? It's a learning curve. Today, I'm also podcasting on my Sony camera, and I hope everything looks good for your viewing pleasures. If the sound is good and the picture's okay, give me a thumbs up. Let me know if it's too loud or whatever I can do for you this morning. Okay, good deal, good deal. Well, it looks like things are looking up in Thailand. Things are on the track of, we'll call it track of normalcy. So they've kind of pushed things till I think the 1st of July. So we'll see how it goes from there. I got an awesome guest today. His name is T. He is a Thailand vlogger. Him and his wife, actually, they're teachers in Thailand. I don't know all the details, but we'll get them here in just a moment. But they both speak English and they love to travel around Thailand and they love to take you guys with them. So I think it's going to be a good asset to us to be able to travel with them and be able to see things through their eyes and their opinions and be able to comment to them and ask them questions from a Thai perspective. Anyway, I don't know all the details about T, but we're going to find out. If you guys haven't checked out his channel, please go in the description box of the video or look here in the comment section. I'm sure you'll be able to find it, but please subscribe to his channel and check out his videos. And he's just started not too long ago, so he doesn't have that many, but he's an awesome guy. So let's introduce T.
Hello guys, it's T here. Today we are going to go on an adventure to find out the claims that we have been hearing about the cave located inside the temple here in the province of Chumphon. This particular temple is a home to an interesting cave where the people in the area believe that King Asoka, the Great of India, or Emperor Asoka, who fought many wars in the 255 BCE and later got tired of fighting and hunting animals, and then embraced Buddhism. Buddhism was spread to many countries including Thailand, and this temple is believed to have evidence of him leaving treasures or Buddha statues. So guys, is this true or is it just a story? So let's find out together. Let's go.
Good morning, T. How are you today?
Good morning guys. Good morning Chuck. How are you guys?
Doing good. I'm glad to get you on the show this morning.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to be here.
I didn't know what your busy schedule is, but I know you're a teacher, but I don't know. What do you, I'm guessing you teach English, right?
Yes, I am an English teacher. Well, I teach, like I've been teaching a lot of subjects in my life. So I've taught speech, English, how do you say it? Speech in English, right? Speech in
Right.
English for competitions, because in Thailand we usually have English skills competitions and that kind of stuff, singing competition and that kind of stuff. So I've been
Is it
teaching students a lot.
private or public school?
Chumphon Vocational College is 50% government and 50% private.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure about them. So
So,
actually, go ahead.
so you teach university, not
College.
college. Okay.
Yeah. more like job skills, English for
Uh,
jobs, like how to write letters in English and that kind of stuff. So,
and what, math or science and
well, vocational college, they have several departments. They have accounting, they have hotels, they have computers, they have food and beverage. So they all need to use English, right? So if
okay.
the student graduate from here, they need to be able to learn a few phrases, hotel phrases, how to say hi, how to that kind of stuff, like
Right.
bartenders, many subjects, many subjects.
And your wife, her name is Deer, like Guang.
Dear, oh, it's actually Dear. It's dear,
Oh,
my
okay.
dear,
My
something
dear.
like that.
Okay.
Yeah,
Not Guang.
yeah.
So she's in the same department as you, teaching
Well,
as well?
actually, she's teaching at the regular school, like Anuban school. Do you know Anuban?
Uh-huh.
Anuban is more like a kindergarten.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so she's the government teacher. But for me, okay, let me go back a little bit because it has a story to why I am teaching here. Because uh, I'm not a teacher like 100%. I'm not a government teacher. I'm more like I am the product of my business, if you know what I
I
mean.
see.
Um, my business, we sell tours. So if Thai people want to go to Singapore or anywhere in the world, they come to me. Or if you happen to have interest in teaching in Thailand, you can apply through me. So I can put you guys in schools. We will
Ah,
find a
very
school for you guys, and we organize the paperwork and that kind of stuff. So for those who want to, get a feel of Thailand and want to stay here for like 6 months or a year, and want to learn about Thailand through teaching in Thailand, contact me. So you
yeah,
can,
very good
have a good
information.
experience. Yeah.
Very good, very good. So you speak good English. So where did you? I'm guessing you lived in the States, right?
Yeah, I actually got a scholarship. At first, I
Oh,
got a scholarship when I was in high school, 15 years old. I passed
wow.
the test, and I got a scholarship to. I was placed in California at first. Chico, I don't know. I think Dave knows that. Chico in
Hmm.
Northern California.
Yeah.
I spent like a year there, and then I couldn't speak any English. I couldn't speak. I was able to say yes and no in English. So whatever they said to me, I was like yes, yes, no, no.
I tell people here, you don't need to learn how to speak Thai. All you got to do is be able to go Thai, Thai, Thai,
Yeah,
Thai, Thai. That's it.
or just smile. That's it.
Yeah.
Problem solved. You know, in Thailand, you smile and everything's okay.
So where else did you travel to in the States?
So after I finished my high school in California, and then I kind of like I wanted to continue my study right in the States because if I was going to come back to Thailand to study, I would be in the lower grade, and I didn't want to do that. So I figured, Mom, could I stay in America for longer time?
Uh-huh.
And because she didn't have a lot of money, because after that we had to pay out of our own pocket. So we didn't have a
Right.
lot of money. So I came back to Thailand for a little bit, and then I applied again. I passed the test again, and but this time I went to New Zealand. So at
Oh.
16 years old, I went to New Zealand, and then I spent like a year and a half studying cooking, tourism, that kind of stuff. I was a bad boy, so I couldn't finish. I mean, like in California, I couldn't finish the what's it called, the diploma, the senior year. I couldn't finish it because I was a bad. Well, I hung out with a bad group of people, the students. Uh,
When you
um,
say bad, what do you mean by bad?
uh, I don't know. I don't want to say that on here because see, I had
You brought it up.
an amulet. I
Uh-huh.
had an amulet when I went there. I had a Buddha amulet, and one of the guys asked me, "Hey, what gang are you in?" But
Hmm.
he thought it was a gangster, right? Because I had an amulet, a Thai amulet, but
Right.
it's not has nothing to do with the gang. So, hey, what gang are you in? I'm not in a gang. I'm just a Buddhist. I'm Buddhist. So all I could say was Buddhist, Buddhist. That's it. Then smile. So,
Hmm.
and he dragged me into his group,
Oh,
and then I
okay.
learned a few things. I learned a few things, and then couldn't finish school. I had to come back. Got another I got another scholarship to New Zealand. Spent a year and a half, and then I applied
Oh,
again to go back to the States. And this time I got placed in Washington State, Seattle.
oh,
And
perfect. If you're a gangbanger, awesome. Just kidding.
and then I spent 6 years there in Seattle. 2 years in California, 6 years in Seattle, so a total of 8 years. And I got
Ah.
a degree finally. Finally, I realized that I needed to be a good boy, good person, so I finished school.
Well, very good. Thanks for that info. But you started doing YouTube channels, what, just as a hobby, or are you trying to turn this
Um,
into like something profitable, or what's the agenda on the YouTube?
it's been my been my one of my dreams, like doing not YouTube specifically, just to be on TV. How's that? It's always been my dreams to be on TV and travel and taste the food, and go to places. Always been my
Yeah,
dream. I told Dia like earlier, like, oh Dia, if you're not gonna join me on a trip or the bike trip, because she's afraid of bikes, right? Bike rides. So she doesn't like
right.
something that go very fast. So if you're not gonna join me, then I'm gonna be disappointed. So I need somebody to travel with me. So I started watching, Andrew Zimmern's, Anthony Bourdain, the
Uh-huh.
two inspirational figure, and then one day you showed up. So
Oh,
he's doing the
I'm in
same
that
thing I like.
category. Thanks.
You showed up, and I started watching you. So okay, so not being on TV but being on YouTube is also a good thing. It's also
Yeah.
possible for me. So
Hmm.
it's like anybody can be on TV. So that's how I got started, and then we went on a bike trip. I felt like I needed to do it. Needed to
Right.
do it, the video. So
Is that when we met up?
yeah, yeah, in Ronong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
So
the first time you contacted me through Facebook, and then you wanted to hook up with it. But I had so many people trying to figure out how to connect with us, so my replies sometimes might have been a little short because I had so many people trying to contact us. But you ended up meeting us there, and you and your what was his name?
student, Om.
Om.
And he
Yeah.
just subscribed to you too. He's also a YouTuber now.
Oh, very good.
After that bike trip,
He's a
he's like,
funny
okay, I got a new idea.
he's a funny guy. He was keeping up. That was like 100 cc loaded down bike, and he's not small either. And
Yeah,
that
yeah.
was pretty
I
funny.
don't
That
know
was
how he
pretty
did that
intense.
either. I mean, like it was like he was bragging to me about that. Oh, your teacher, I was riding very fast, and yeah, he's you guys made a lot of YouTubers.
So, what
Me,
does your wife
Om.
think about the YouTube? Is she's all in 100%?
Yeah, she's like fully support me, whatever I do. She's like, okay, go for it. If you like it, then do it. Well, it's not about all about the what's it called, like the business. It's more
Yeah,
like to keep our memories, uh,
right.
mainly because I want to have my family, my life, and we go travel together. So that's the main thing.
I have watched your videos, and man, they are good. The thing about you is, because I think you're a teacher, is that you explain things pretty much in detail. Like, I don't do that at all. I just kind of walk around experiencing stuff for the first time and not really trying to figure everything out. I'm the opposite, but you are very good with explaining exactly what you're seeing. And I think that's so important for us as foreigners to see through your eyes, because a lot of stuff we don't understand, and your speaking ability is probably better than mine, when it comes to English. So, but I think you're definitely an asset to the YouTube community. Just keep doing what you're doing, and when you take us to the temples or through the caves or whatever, and I even watched the video where you were at the toilet bowl coffee shop.
Hmm. Hmm.
That was a pretty funny video. But you explained in detail, and a lot of the questions, I asked my wife, Paige, and you know, she's just like, I don't know, why are you asking so many questions?
Right.
So, but my Paige enjoys doing the videos too, but she's just in for the having fun and just living the moment day to day. And it seems like you guys do the same thing, but you're more informative. So anyway, keep up the good work. I hope you guys get millions of subscribers. Just keep
Hopefully,
doing what you're
hopefully.
doing. But just your channel, you just have to kind of feed off of your critics a little bit. You can't make the world happy, but watch your own stuff and just try to keep people engaged as best as you possibly can. But yeah, you're doing a great job. Very good.
Well, I'm learning every day through you guys. I watch you guys every day. So so I can have some ideas. Of what I'm gonna do, how I'm gonna say, and that kind of stuff.
Well,
But
make
sometimes
sure
it's
you
hard.
always.
Sometimes it's hard to like walk and talk at the same time.
Oh yeah, yeah. You get used to that. But just make sure you keep it your own genuine self. Don't try to mimic
Hmm.
anything because then it becomes difficult. Like, oh, because a lot of times I watch, well, not a lot, but sometimes I watch other YouTubers and I say, man, that's pretty cool. I like how he did that. And then I'll think about it. It's hard to try to keep that in your everyday videos because it's just not really you. So you just
Yeah,
gotta
exactly.
kind of find a path that's comfortable for you, so you don't fade away. Because a lot of times people just there's only so much you could talk about Thailand. The biggest problem with Thai YouTubers is that it's all the same information just from a different perspective, but you could only
Mhm.
talk about so many things so many times. But if you just share your everyday life and your journeys and keep it simple, I think you'll be successful in your channel. But right now, it's still kind of difficult for a lot of people to come to Thailand to an extent. So a
Yeah.
lot of people are still watching. Right now, I think it's it's better for the YouTube community because people pretty much turned off YouTube when they had no idea what was going to happen. So they didn't want to watch it. It was depressing to them. So they just kind of tuned it off. But I think now people are coming back,
Hmm.
watching YouTube and getting excited about Thailand, but still a lot of uncertainties. But I think we all know it can't hold up very much longer. So
Yeah, I would suggest to like to see talent through us. It doesn't have to be through me, to you guys, because sometimes the government says something, and it's not really that way. Because in our videos we have fun, right? We have fun. We go to places. Sometimes we wear masks and we don't. It's not really that strict. But like I told you earlier, like me and Dear, we don't really care anymore about the situation in Thailand, because we want to show you guys that this is really happening in Thailand. It's nothing, it's just like everyday life,
right,
like sometime I ask what's it called, the villagers or the people like on the street, hey, what do you think about the current situation in Chumpon? I mean, and they say, I don't really care anymore. If we keep worrying, then we're not gonna live, right? We're not gonna be able to enjoy life, if you like so stressed up, about the situation. So they just don't care anymore. But all they can do is just wash your hands, wear a mask. That's it. When you need to, and
right.
that's it. And you can still go travel and have fun. You can still have fun, a lot of fun. So
I think it's important for us to show that. I mean, I guess
mhm.
anybody could make negative. You can find negativity just about anywhere on the planet.
Easily, yeah.
So,
But the
but
positive, not so many. So we have to put as many out there.
yeah,
Positivity. Yeah.
and that's what we do. I mean, and people are a lot of times, how come you can do this? And how, because their thought about Thailand is like totally the opposite. But I try to say, go outside. The real life outside of your computer screen is not always the same. But that's not what sells on TV or news or YouTube. It's the drama. People like to see the drama and the
Hmm.
negativity, but it's really not like that. And we've just like you, we've made plenty of trips around Thailand, some of the people that were with us didn't have vaccines, which is a big
Yeah.
questionable thing about traveling. And it was fairly easy for them to travel, like really easy, to travel around Thailand. But
And
yeah,
funny thing is that we like my family and Dear's family, we only got 2 shots. We're not gonna
uh,
take the third one or fourth one. Like a lot of
right,
Thai people, they're scared, right? Oh, we're gonna take the third one and the fourth one. We're just gonna be enough for two, because
yeah,
we don't want to risk our life, with the
right,
vaccine we don't know about. We're just gonna protect ourselves by washing our hands, wear the mask, and that's it. Enjoy.
yeah.
Yeah.
Just do what makes sense to you, right? So
Yeah, because
I mean,
because I know a couple of people who like have had COVID and recovered like 5 days. So it's just a
yeah.
regular flu. Just regular flu. So
There's one thing there's a lot of things I don't understand about, not to get into politics about Thailand,
mhm,
but just, kind of common sense stuff about, they're pushing everybody for a third vaccine. They want to have 60% of the population. At first, I thought it was just 60% of the elderly population, but it kind of sounds like they want 60% of the entire population to have a booster shot. But I'm like, what is, to try to reduce the numbers. But I mean, if you've had 20 shots, you can still test positive
yeah,
for COVID. That's just one
yeah,
thing I'm just beyond me for understanding, I guess, that, I mean, the whole sense of getting anything, a vaccination, is to protect yourself from getting, sick or dying, or,
hmm,
getting sick enough to where you're going to spread it. But
hmm,
the way people are thinking in Thailand is like they're shocked that they got COVID because they've already had 3 shots. Well, I don't understand why they think that that's going to keep them from getting it. So and the government seems to be preaching the same scenario, to
yeah,
try to get the numbers down. But the only way the number is going to get down is if they stop counting them. you know, just concentrate on the people that are really sick, which is very few. You know.
yeah, yeah. That's right.
Anyway,
So yeah, the only thing me and Dear we agree on is like we need to protect ourselves because the mother and the father they are old, right? So
yeah.
if they get COVID, it's not gonna be good for them. So for me and Dear, we don't care if we get sick, we get sick. That's it. But for the parents, we need to protect them from us.
Yeah,
So if we happen to get it, you know, we need to protect them from that. So
that
that's the
was the
only
main
thing.
decision for us too, is because we travel so much, and
Mhm.
I didn't want to cause any. We didn't want to cause any problems back home. So because of our lifestyle, we decided to do that uh, on our own. So, but
Mhm.
anyway, it's become a little bit easier to travel around having
Yeah.
that for sure.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Anyway, not to drag the dead horse around, but it it's unfortunately we have to talk about this because it's like part of our everyday life still here in Thailand. Like it's surrounding us. You just hear it everywhere, and but that's why I got to just pack up the bags and go. When me and Paige take off on a trip, it like just disappears. But like we just came from Ranong, not Ranong. I'm sorry, Jantat
yeah.
Bori, and they're very
Canterbury. Mhm.
strict in Jantat Bori. Like you can't drink alcohol in the restaurants. Um, a lot of places are still closed. So depending on province, depending on the governor of that province,
Yeah,
things could be totally different. So,
exactly. Hmm. And
but
when you went to what's it called? Got Chang, right? They didn't even check
yeah,
your stuff, right? They didn't even check your certificate or proof.
the hotels did. Now,
Oh,
the only people that are like me and Paige just got back from traveling. We went to Buriram, stayed at 2 different places in Buriram, and stayed at a resort in Chantapuri. Nobody checked. There was no checkpoints or nobody checking anything. We didn't show our vaccination, period. And that's in most places in Thailand. But when you get to places like the SHA, am I saying that right? Plus hotel,
yes, Shah. We call it Shah.
yeah, the SHA plus hotels, they want to keep
Hmm.
their certificate, so they have to attach that information to the person that's staying in their
Hmm.
in their hotel. So, but most of the other places they don't care about that stuff. So Anyway,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
things will go back to normal so quick
Oh, it
once
will.
they
It will.
once they get
Yeah.
rid of that stuff, because especially with the mask thing, because they're not super cheap and they're pain in the butt for a lot of people too. So that stuff will go away, as well also. So do you have any kids?
Kids? No.
No kids. I saw some
No kids.
kids in your pictures, so I guess they were just friends' kids, or
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
yeah.
No kids.
And
I
if
mean, I don't know. I just yeah. I mean, like my mother doesn't want me to have kids because she said only me is not enough for her, so she doesn't want to go through
oh,
the same thing,
very good.
looking after the grand children. So
Very good. What about your wife? What does she think about that?
she's more like conservative. If it happens, it happens. I
Yeah,
mean, she prays every time, but if it
yeah,
happens, it happens. She doesn't want to stress it. So
yeah. So, if you have any advice for people, one thing you could give advice for people coming to Thailand, uh, new people coming to Thailand to be able to have a good time, what would that be?
I think, like I said before, you can learn about Thailand through. I mean, the best way is teaching. To me, for
Mm-hmm.
me, in my opinion, I think through teaching. So that way you can get close to the Thai teachers, and you can see how hospitable they are. Because sometimes they help you, right? They help you. Okay, Mister, for example, Mister Tom, you need to teach this, teach that, and help you with the food, the lunch, the everything. So you can see how the teacher or the Thai people in general treat you. So the
Mm-hmm.
best way is to come through teaching.
I
But
see.
once you know about the Thai culture a little bit and the lifestyle, the customs, and everything, then you can apply for whatever visa you're looking to apply.
What about for a tourist, though? For a tourist coming to Thailand for the first time, you got any recommendations for them to have a good experience in Thailand from your
Uh,
perspective? What
for
would you
tourists,
expect? What do you expect from a tourist, from a Falang, when he comes into Thailand for the first time? Do you not expect anything from him?
to be honest, I don't really don't I don't expect anything from them because sometimes people come with what is it called, like the same mind they have back home.
Yeah.
A lot of the people I met anyway, like they come with the expectations, like you said in your one of your videos. Like they
Hmm.
expect Thailand to be like this, and they expect Thailand in the videos, and in reality, it's just completely different. So you need to come with open minded,
Right.
and learn, and so if you see something that's not to your liking, you keep it, or you ask. At least you ask. You don't go full Western on that problem. Like you can
Right.
ask, right? Ask, oh, why do you do that? Is it normal for you to do that? Or to try to understand, at least. Try to understand.
Right.
It's the same thing I did when I went to America. Like I tried to understand the customs, like the hugging, the what's it called, like yeah, something like that. The custom, right? Hugging and
Yeah.
cheeks.
Shaking hands and.
Yeah, something like that. I wasn't used to that.
Hmm.
Like hugging and things like that. Like I had to learn that. It took me like a year to learn that. So like friends, like American friends. Um,
Right.
like T, do you hug? They asked me, like, T, do you guys give hugs in Thailand? Or no, we don't.
Hmm.
Um, and then every time I meet them, I don't hug them, right? So they, why you not greeting? Why you not greet to me?
Right.
Why don't say hello or something like that? So
I always tell people, as a foreigner, we get away with a lot of stuff here. As long as it's not disrespectful,
mhm.
and you don't want to be disrespectful in any country, but we can get away with a lot of things because there's a lot of traditions in Thailand that we don't do, or we don't understand, and it's difficult for us to. That's why it's important for you in your videos to explain to people certain things, some customs and ways of life, so your viewers can get a better understanding of that. But we can get away with a lot of things. I remember when I first got here, like this, we always had kids at the house because I was doing a cooking channel and stuff, and I would touch them on their head or something because that's what we do when we in America. And be like, oh my God, like like the military police are going to come and arrest
Hmm.
me for doing that, but I wasn't being disrespectful. And
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
not something you would want to do like in common practice. But I see Thai people always patting kids on top. Now, you don't want to do that to an adult in any country, right? Like, I would never come up to some guy and just tap him on the top of his head. That
yeah,
would be
yeah,
stupid,
yeah,
to do
yeah,
that.
yeah,
But I always say we can get away with a lot of things, and trying to figure out how to why and when to why. And, for example, tea, like, really theoretically, that's disrespectful for me just to call you tea in Thailand, just tea, unless you're my peer or we're good friends. But typically it would be attached to like kru, kru tea or nong tea or pt, or you know what I'm saying. There's always some
yeah.
kind of a, but
Title,
obviously,
yeah, title,
yeah.
something like that. We
So what
say
do
before the names, yeah.
your students call you?
Usually Ajan, do you know the word
Ajahn.
Ajan? Ajan is more like
Right.
crew. So like,
Yeah,
same in
Ajahn.
English, we have professors, we have teachers, we have doctors, that kind of stuff. So, but they, just to be generic, you just call crew or Ajan is that's the general
Mm,
word for teachers. So Ajan, they call it Ajan, 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 or Jan for
right.
short,
Yeah.
so or crew. But usually, but yeah, I would like them to call me crew because I'm not like their friends, right? Well, I mean, like we are
Right.
friends, but I want them to be respectful. That's all. That's all.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
But you introduce yourself as T, so you understand from our culture that's what we're going to call it. You say your name is T. You're okay. Well, hey
Yeah. Yeah.
T,
Yeah.
what's up
Yeah.
T?
Mm-hmm,
that,
mm-hmm.
that that doesn't bother you, right?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Okay.
Usually, not just me. Every Thai person won't be bothered by just calling them the nickname,
Hmm.
because they know you are Westerner, right?
Right.
Um, So yeah, they won't expect you to call them by with the title and the P, the Nong, the everything.
Yeah, I
So
have a Thai friend who's his name is Henry.
mhm.
David Henry actually is what he called. So I say, hey Henry, and I realized later on after a couple years that maybe I should call him P Henry. He's a little, he's like a tiny bit older than me. He's like, why are you calling me P? I'm not that old.
Chuck, I have a question. The only one thing that I still don't understand or hard to wrap my head around is do the kids in America? Well, I mean, like I know that already, but do you agree uh, with the fact that kids in America call their parents by their names, like no title or anything like that? I mean, like, is it weird for you, or is it like, what do you think? For me, it's still weird for me. Like if I have a parent's name, Mary. Okay, hey Mary, can you come here?
Yeah,
If my mom was Mary, do
I
you do
didn't,
you
I didn't get that part of. I don't know anybody that calls their parents by their names.
or
I've
or
never
or,
been part of
or
that
do you,
generation. So
do you
I don't know.
just dad, mom, that's it?
Yeah,
Or
mom and dad. I mean, I don't call
um,
my mom by her name. I call
ah,
I call her mom. Dad's
but
dad,
would it
mom's
would
mom.
it be disrespectful if you call by their names? Just the names?
I th- Probably directly. I think so. Like if I just called her, yeah, I think that would be disrespectful to call my mom by her name. Uh,
Ah,
it
okay.
would be senseless for me to do that. I don't. The only reason I would do that is if I was talking. If I have two, a stepmom and if I call my stepmom mom and my real name, I would say, well, mom Karen or mom Jane or whatever. I would
Hmm.
refer it to that. But no, I don't. We don't do that in America. In America, we have similar, like in school, it's Mister whatever, or
Mm-mm.
it's all. And we, like in Texas or the South, we always say yes, ma'am, yes, sir. And if I'm buying a car from you and you're younger than me, I may call
Mm-hmm.
you a sir out of
Mm-hmm.
respect. Just
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Thai people will say, even though that person's younger than you, might call them P. If it's a business transaction, like P cha or whatever,
Mm.
or loon, or whatever. Yeah, but
Mm.
no, we don't do that in America. I think that's disrespectful to call Unless just that's how your household is set it up. Just call me Bob. Whatever.
Oh yeah, yeah. Maybe it's just like the family stay with like for a short time. The kids call their parents like by their names. So that's
Yeah.
so and no explanation. So I didn't understand.
So do
Um,
you and your wife, do you live in your own, do you have your own home, or do you live with the family, or?
Well, we are very conservative, so we stay with the mother, right? That's
Yeah.
a very Thai thing, you know that already. So,
Yeah.
a Thai thing, we stay with the parents, because first, financially, we don't have. Well, the parents they don't want you to like go out and buy another house or anything like that. So it's about money,
Yeah.
money,
Yeah,
and plus we want
but
to
it's
look
not
after the
it's not
family.
really money with you. It just makes sense to the family for you not to waste your money on that. And
Yeah,
that's kind of
yeah,
it's the same thing here, that it's difficult for our culture to understand that unless they've experienced, and it's they for the life of me, people, now if it didn't work out here, like I couldn't get along with my in-laws, or they didn't get, we would definitely not, we wouldn't, it would be just too weird. So,
uh-huh.
but everything works here, and they would be very disrespected if we said, hey, we're going to go take off and live somewhere else
Yeah,
for a few
and plus
months.
the Thai culture too, because we value the family a lot. So
Yeah.
so staying with the family, mother or father, it's a good thing. It just shows you that you're responsible.
Right.
Yeah. So
So
that's
is it her family you're staying with, or yours?
mine, mine.
Okay.
So she moves to my house.
Does she get along pretty good with your mom and dad, or?
Yeah, because Dear used to work with my mom. My mom was a teacher before at the same school
Oh,
that's Dear's teaching right now. So she was working with mom. And then I don't know if you guys watched one of my videos. It explained everything like how we met. My mom introduced me to her because she wanted to go to America to study English too. So
uh-huh.
and Dear asked my mom, hey, teacher, do you know anybody who can hook me up with the school in America? So, oh, my son's studying there. You can have his contact, and we started talking. So Dear and my mom are very close, very
Oh,
very
very
close.
good.
Yeah.
Well, very cool. So what's the next big trip? You're going to go to Similan Island too, right?
I'm going to Phang Khao Lak. Khao Lak. It's
Kalak.
the popular area for Phang.
Right.
So a lot of hotels, a lot of places to eat. I'm gonna stay at the La Flora. It's
Hmm.
very beautiful, and Dio's got a good deal on the excursion,
Hmm.
the sailing boat, the boat, excursion.
Right.
So it's for free. So why not?
Are you going to go to the island of the Similan Island?
Similan Island. I think it's is it near? I see. I don't know because I don't really I haven't been traveling a lot in Thailand
Uh,
because Phang is like Phang is like Chumphon's brother, an
right.
overlooked province. So not
Yeah.
many people go there. so I don't know a lot about Phang. So
Right.
is
Yeah.
it close? Do you think?
It is. We're actually headed there next. We'll be right behind you. So that's where we're staying in Phang Nga, but we're taking a
Similan.
boat trip out to Got Similan, which is
Uh,
they're only open 6 months out of the year. I think they're closing next month for 6 months. But yeah, I'll share a video with you.
and how long are you gonna be there? Like a week this time or?
I think right now we've only booked, as of now, we're staying at that 5-star resort. I don't remember the name of it. Uh, But anyway, we're staying there for 3 nights. The one that has the lazy river swimming pool that goes around the hotel. I don't remember the
Oh,
name of it. Yeah.
the
Anyway,
heaven.
Paige was going to go there without, because we had planned this bike trip, right? So she was going to, her and Gift and her little group were going to take off and go. I was like, damn, I really want to go too.
Mhm.
But anyway,
Have you ever thought about inviting Paige to come on video sometimes, like have her talk a little bit?
she won't do it if I ask her to do it. I mean, she's not that type of a person. She's just not really. She does a lot of stuff for Thai people on. She's got a lot of these Thai Facebook group pages where
Mm.
people are trying to get visas or travel to America or trying to get back to. And she does help a lot of people. But when I try to get her to do that on the camera, it's uncomfortable. So I don't want to make
Mm.
it weird. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
she enjoys the video being
Part of it.
she she enjoys being part of the video, but she doesn't want to be like make. I've given her the camera plenty of times and hey, make some. And a lot of the footage that I put on there is her footage that
Mm.
she's holding the camera. But a lot of times she just wanders off with it, because it's just not really important to her, which is what I really love the most about Thai people and my wife is that they don't really dramatize every little thing. It's just moment to moment, and I really like that about her. I don't want her to be like me. you know
Okay, I have another question for you. What was the hardest thing for you to adjust to, with the Thai culture?
the lack of planning. Like, I remember having a conversation about long-term goals, not
Hmm.
really relationship, but like financially and stuff like that, and she didn't have any. It was like, it's just everything. You try to plan stuff, and it was just like, I can't do it with her. It has to be short term plans, not, it was always like, well, why are you worried about that? It's not here yet. I'm like, well, if I don't worry about it now, it's never going to get done later. We have to plan things. Things have to be done in stages, and that was the hardest thing for me. Thank you, Village, for long. I appreciate it. Buy Paige enough Tito's to get her relaxed enough to be a guest. But that was pretty much it. Just sabai sabai. I didn't really get that. It was difficult.
Mm.
So, but I love it now. It's okay. It's fine because the
Actually,
opposite is the worst. I think.
yeah. Mhm. Actually, I'm becoming like a sabai person now because I've been back for like 9 years. So but like
Yeah.
before, everything like you said, everything has to be planned, right? This, that,
Right.
that, that. But now, after I've been back, just whatever, it happened, it happens. So
Yeah, Paige is telling me I'm becoming more Thai. I'm becoming irritating to her because I'm too sabai too now. She's like, she'll come like, "Are you ready?" I'm like, okay, how do I answer this question? I don't know. What ready for what? And she's like, I told you already 3 times we're supposed to do this. I'm like, well, I don't remember. That was yesterday. And so she gets irritated with me. But the thing about Paige is she forgets pretty much instantly. So we do have our moments together, but they're short, and we just stay clear of each other, and it just goes away. So,
yeah, yeah.
what about you? And how long have you and your wife been married?
Uh, 3 years.
Oh,
3 years. We've been together 11 years, but we've been married 3 years. So a
uh,
very long time.
any you guys have any arguments or disputes
Oh,
about stuff?
oh, all the time, all the time. Behind the camera. Oh, oh.
Like,
I think I'll let her explain that. I think she's gonna come here in
uh,
a little bit. All the time. I was actually thinking about making a video about us behind the scene. What
I
usually
think it's
happens.
I think it's important to let people see the real you. Let them be part of, to know how you guys really are to keep them engaged. Don't show them everything.
No, but it's every time. But I believe, if we argue, it's a good sign. It's a good sign,
Yeah,
right? It's a good sign
yeah,
because the people who don't argue usually don't stay together very long. So if we argue, it's a good
right,
sign. You can stay forever.
right.
So
I'm not the arguing type. Like, I don't let things really. It's not that important to me most of the time. And Paige doesn't like confrontation either. So we usually don't argue much about. It's usually always about me spending too much money. I always have, I go overboard. Like I buy a bicycle and I got to have all the accessories, and then I end up not using half of them. And it's just, she gets irritated with that, which is fine. Sometimes we got to be put in check, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So I told her I wanted to buy a set of golf clubs, not a new one, just a used one. And she's like, no. I'm like, what do you mean, no? She's like, no, you're not buying golf clubs. I'm
Are
like,
you
all
a
right, we'll
good
talk about it.
golfer?
No, I suck. Yeah, that's what she asked me. Must be
I
the
used to
time.
play golf as well, like back in the days. I used to be Jumpon team, what's it called, like Jumpon youth golf team, whatever.
Oh,
And then I
yeah,
stopped playing. Too much money, it's expensive golf.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, how much do you guys actually travel?
Well, for me, I've traveled 12 countries already, but there, I think I think three. For deer, I think three. My wife, but me, 12 countries. I've been to Canada,
Wow.
like America. I said already. I've been to Canada because I lived in Seattle, so didn't take long for me to go to
Mhm.
Canada. 15 minutes. So Canada, New Zealand, Australia, England, Singapore, Malaysia, uh, and Scotland. So a lot of countries, and Korea and Japan. Oh, sorry, two more. Korea and
Uh,
Japan. So, but I kind of like, I wish I could have done the video, but I'm gonna start traveling again when everything's opens up. So, and
what
do the
about like
video again.
inside Thailand? You guys travel a lot. How much do you travel inside of Thailand?
Uh, not a lot, not a lot. It just like before a lot, but now it just like the money because
Yeah.
we have to like, the COVID. My business is not very good right now, like the traveling.
Hmm.
So I have to save a lot of money for the parents. So, but Chiang Mai, Chiang Rai, the south, mostly the north and the south, but not the eastern part. So that's why I want to go to
Right.
your area and
Hmm.
see the eastern area a little bit. They have some good food there.
The best.
Yeah, I love eastern food. I love.
Not to bring up COVID again, but has the COVID affected your life in any way?
Um, Financially, yes, but other than that, not really.
Hmm.
Yeah, because financially it's the like it's a big thing, but financially it's a big thing. But not other thing. Other thing is still normal for
What
me.
did
For
you
me,
have
yeah.
to make a correction to check, like do something different to earn money, or because I see a lot of people doing it, like they're opening up some food stands or doing other things to try to adjust. Did you have to
So
adjust any?
I had to adjust a lot. So I from traveling, I had to promote my what's it called, like documentation business. Like if you want to organize the visa, the work permit, and the if anybody wants their document translated, I can translate for them. So that kind of stuff. So
Mm.
that's all I can do.
I need
So
my
yeah,
passport legally translated into English. Is that something that you do?
yeah. I've
Because
had like Burmese. I think a lot of Burmese and Thai people with the documents. So yeah, they have had documents translated.
my father-in-law wants me to get in the book, in the registry of the house, but the AMPA won't do it until I get my
Uh-huh.
passport translated. And I was just going to go see an attorney next time I was in Bangkok because I don't know anybody
Mm.
around here that could do it. I didn't know if that was something that I had to be a legal company, which I'm assuming you are.
Usually,
To
when the emperor or the officials see the stamp by
Yeah.
the company or whatever, they're good because
Okay.
I have the stamp at my office. So
Well, when you come to Thailand, I mean, when you come to Isan, can you bring your stamp?
yeah,
Okay.
right here.
All right. Oh, okay. Very good.
But it's
So your
it's
wife,
just the stamp is important.
yeah. So your wife's going to pop on for a minute, and then we're going to answer some questions.
She's not here. She's not here yet. But
Uh,
let me call her very quick. I think she's just coming in because she had to go help her parents with the business.
Oh.
So she will pop in. We can start answering questions if you want.
If you guys got some questions for T, uh, let them rip. I see we got our usual bunch in the house: Ron, Tommy, Mitch, Jake, Daz. I saw Joe in here being a smartass a minute ago, talking about if Gift could speak English, she'd probably complain more, but she does just in Thai. I don't. He's probably lucky he doesn't speak Thai. Sometimes I wish I didn't understand Thai because uh, a lot of the stuff that the ladies talk about is like, I wish I wouldn't be a part of that conversation, you know? Okay, Dave's in the house. Dave has a question here, T. The question for T, spelled like T, I have to get a piece of paper that's going to go to the United States notarized. Is that what that stamp is for? Where do I go to get one here?
Uh, get a piece of paper that's going to go to the United States. For my stamp, it's usually for in Thailand. I think it's better. I don't think it's gonna work in in America. So if you need something legalized or stamped in Thailand, it's good. Oh, you know. Yeah.
Klaus is in the house.
Okay, we have
Hello.
Dear. Hello, dear. So what the cop? How are you today?
I'm good. I'm happy
You're
to see you, Chuck. Nice to meet you.
nice to meet you too. For whatever reason, I thought your name was like deer, like Guang deer.
Oh no, my name is Dear.
AR, yeah. T told me so. Thanks for joining us, dear. You speak wonderful English. I enjoy watching you guys on the videos. You guys are a pretty funny team. So do you enjoy doing the YouTube videos along with T?
enjoy, mate.
Yes,
Top, top.
sure.
Are you sure?
Enjoy and fight sometimes. Fight.
And fight like
Fight
like a
sometimes.
like a fist fight or
Verbal fight.
uh, so when are you guys coming to Isan?
จะไปอีสานวันไหน
For sure this year because we
Oh,
would
okay.
like to see you guys too.
It's that planning thing again. We can't. A lot of times people ask me, "Hey, I'm coming to Thailand like in the next 4 months. Are you going to be around? I'd like to come visit you." I'm like, wow, in Thailand, we really don't think much past like maybe the week. Like we may know what we're doing this week, but after that, I have no idea. So anyway, I kind of figured you guys would say something like that. But when you do decide to come to Isan, at least give us a little bit of notice so we can try to make sure that we're here and we could take you guys to like Nakhon Phanom, stuff like that,
Oh wow!
or
Yeah, I,
Mukdahan.
I
So
would like to see พระธาตุพนม right?
yeah, Wat
It's
Pratat
famous.
Phanom.
วัดพระธา
Yeah,
ตุพนม Very
yeah.
beautiful.
They
You've been
say
there once, right?
Yes.
they say that temple is for fertility, so you might want to be careful.
Oh.
A lot of people come to the temple to pray to have children.
Children
อ๋อ
เป็นลูกไงขอลูก
So
Do you want kids?
ก็
are we going to get to see an argument? All right.
I would love to but I don't know why we still don't have any kids.
Okay. Looks
Let
like
it
we
be.
opened the wrong door there. Anyway, yeah, it was very nice to meet you. Thanks for popping on. We're going to answer some questions. If you guys
เดี๋ยว
got
เราไป
any
ตอบคำถามกันนะ
questions for
Say
the
goodbye ก่อน Say
two,
goodbye
then
Goodbye.
feel
See
free to
you.
ask. See you soon, dear.
Okay
Daz
so
says I'm starting a fight.
Uh, so for Dave, I think only in Thailand. I think my stamp is good for Thailand for inside. But if you want to send some document to the US, you have to see the what's it called, the notary. I think it's better.
So if somebody wants to come here and teach, you can get them all the necessary permits and all that stuff. Is that what you say you did? You do?
Yeah, yeah, because we
Okay.
there could place that individual at a school, and you can pick the university or college or just anuban
Hmm.
kindergarten they want to teach. So yeah, we can organize the paperwork and everything.
Well, very good. Well, it looks like the stream's coming to an end. T. I know you got a class that you got to prepare for to teach here pretty soon. Anyway, so I hope everybody checks out your channel. We didn't have too many people viewing today, which actually makes the comment section pretty easy to manage anyway.
Yeah,
But I
I
know
think
we'll
there's
get
there's
some.
one there's one person asked me about something I can't okay, I think Tom.
Ah, I missed it.
Do you offer services for retired Americans? Looks like I may qualify for an investment visa, but I can't figure out how they figure the value of my properties. Oh, that's I think that's out of my my ability.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
have a link in the description box for an attorney. Might be something you can
But if you have
contact them online.
if you want to have anything translated, I can do. Translation, everything is okay. But the paperwork for some other, like um,
Mike's Wave has a question. What's been the hardest growing your channel?
what's been the hardest to think what I'm gonna do next. I, it's the toughest. Sometimes we just sit with there at the coffee shop. What am I gonna do this week? Because we have jobs, right? So it's difficult for us to figure out where we're gonna go, and the time and everything. It's very difficult.
Right.
Like the last video we posted like 12 days ago. So it's just the time.
Dave asks, what is the requirement to teach as a foreigner?
You need to have a bachelor's degree, period. In what major, up to you, doesn't matter. But you need at least to have a bachelor's degree. That's it.
Hmm.
That's all you need.
Here's a question maybe you can answer easy in life. He's asking me, I see a lot of flooding in Thailand. As a Dutchie, we manage water perfect. Is it just the lack of management, or what do you think on that?
It is lack of everything to me. Like management, responsibility, and that kind of stuff. Because usually, to fix something in Thailand takes a lot of time, right?
Hmm.
It just like political stuff, like the money, everything. So if you don't pay me enough money and that kind of stuff, so you like, yeah, yeah, you know.
I'll say that I have seen a whole lot of effort throughout Thailand on the
Hmm.
drainage system.
Uh-huh.
And a lot of the low areas, like in Florida, pretty much is underwater. I mean, they have canals that run
Hmm.
all throughout the lower part of Florida. I think they should try to work on maybe redirecting some of their water, but they've been working pretty hard on drainage all throughout
Yeah,
Thailand.
yeah,
And
and mm,
like Cha'am used to
hmm,
be under every time it sprinkled, it'd be underwater, and they've
hmm.
pretty much dug up the roads and added proper drainage. Where the drainage goes, I don't know, uh, but
But
they're
my
working on
suggestion is, like first, Thai people need to start need to stop littering. That's the first problem. That's the
it.
first
Yeah,
thing we need to fix. Stop littering. If you can do that, if everybody can do that in Thailand, then that's gonna help a lot.
it's a for me, it's like it's education, but a sense of pride. The reason
Yeah,
I say
yeah.
this is because where I live in Tapanome, it's not really organized. Like there's not a sense of pride. There's definitely not a lot of places for them to throw trash in. It's not really organized. But if you go to Nakhon Phanom, where they have redone everything and it's beautiful, and there's this like a sense of pride there. Like people will go out of their way to toss it in a trash can, but here they just leave it all. They just throw it in the street and walk away. But it's they definitely need to start with education with people. But a lot of it is, I think, government management, sense of pride. Now, if you want to throw something, where do you throw it? Like, there's not a trash can in sight. You know,
Chuck, have you ever heard about the word makngai? Do you know makngai?
mm,
Makngai.
Nai,
If you
nai.
ask if you ask Paige about the word makngai, I think you will know why. Like Thailand is in the state it's in right now. Like makngai, it's directly translated as mak means like to like something. Ngai is easy, right? So basically,
Mm,
it's to like something that's easy for them. Do you know
uh,
what I mean? So
nai.
if there's no trash can, what's easy? What's the best way out? Is just to
Yeah,
throw it away in
yeah,
the jungle, in the grass or whatever. So makngai, that's the
yeah.
big word in Thailand. So makngai.
Yeah, it's difficult. You know, they had a campaign where they were not giving away plastic bags in the
Yeah,
major
yeah.
supermarkets and
It's still
7-Eleven.
happening. Yeah,
7-Eleven has got away from it. Like every time I go into 7-Eleven, I have a
still.
bag, but they're just sticking it in a plastic bag. Here you go. I guess they got tired. They didn't want to deal with everybody complaining that they don't have a bag, you know.
Yeah.
But if they just stick to their guns, eventually people will know I'm either going to have to carry this crap out of here in my pocket or bring a bag. But
Hmm.
it went back to Matngai, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah. There you go.
Yeah. Well, it's all starts with. I mean, we had the same thing in America. We had a campaign, certain campaigns. One of them was like with they were showing clips of garbage piled up on Indian reservations, and this guilty thing about polluting the earth, and we had a sense of, okay, we got to fix something. And then in Texas, we had a big campaign, don't mess with Texas, but it all came with consequences, which is another thing that Thailand doesn't have, is consequences. So
Mm.
um, people seem to be able to do whatever they want to do because nobody's going to confront them and tell them you can't do this or here's your consequence for doing this. There's very limited on that, which and there's always another side to every story. So if you gave each officer the ability to offer consequences, maybe there would be a little bit of corruption involved in that as well. So, which we have seen that in Thailand, where some of the authority has been passed off to the officers, and then it's used to put money in their pockets. Not to say that's what they all do, but
Mhm.
it does happen a lot in Thailand.
Yeah, yeah.
But education, sense of
Education is the
pride,
big thing. Yeah,
a sense of pride, and some consequences for their actions. Right. So.
yeah.
I notice in Thailand that a lot of the Thai, like the boys, seem to
Hmm.
be able to do basically what they want when it comes to in the family. Like the girls are pretty much restricted, have to do a lot of chores, have to do a lot
Hmm.
of maintaining of stuff, and the boys basically don't. A
Hmm.
lot of them don't have to do
Mm.
anything.
Mm.
What is the meaning of this?
It's actually the conservative way of thinking, like very old Thai idea. Like the
Yeah.
boy just work during like the good example is Dia's parents. The father works, the mother helps and do the housework and everything. So um, because the old days, the men they didn't have to do all that thing, right?
Mhm.
Like cleaning and that kind of stuff. It's unmanly. I think that's how they they go about it.
Mhm.
So man work. The women
Right.
just support and then clean. It's
Yeah.
the very old way of thinking.
Not to say that everybody's the same, right? I just
Hmm.
see things with my own eyes and just I ask myself questions, and when I'm riding, especially in Isan, because that's where I live. I'm riding my bike through a lot of the provinces, a lot of the villages, and you'll see the women out there, like working out in the field, raking leaves, doing stuff, and then you'll see three or four Thai guys sitting on a stool with some chang laying around at 8 o'clock in the morning. Not saying they all do this, but it's
Yeah,
just
yeah,
it's odd. Like we could never get away with that shit in America. Like there's
yeah,
no way. Like we would be smashed in the head with a bottle from our wife or whatever. But
yeah.
it's odd to see that type of culture, and it doesn't look good.
Yeah, it's very conservative way. Like we see what's it called? We see the wealth, the women. Well, the women and the wealth are the same thing. Like okay, we have like the men usually like get together drinking and brag about their wives. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. You don't have a wife? Oh, I have a wife. Yeah, see, she's working. So I have
Mhm.
wealth and I have a wife. So that's the old way of thinking. So men
Right.
usually they don't really go do hard work. They let the women do like the cleaning and uh, looking after kids, that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
So it's
I've had
disappearing right now, though, a little bit.
I've had a chance to talk to a lot of younger people like yourself throughout Thailand, and the mood's definitely changing throughout
Yeah.
Thailand. And I've
Hmm.
mentioned this in my channel that Thailand's going to go pretty soon go through a transition.
Hmm.
The public schools for me still are lacking uh, proper education, but there's a huge middle class and a lot of private schools, and some of the public schools, depending on where you live, are better than others. But I think kids are reaching out through social media and gaining knowledge and say, why
Hmm.
don't we have this? And they're becoming more. I hope they don't become more like the West, but Thailand's going to go through a transition away from the old way of thinking, I think, in the near future. What do you think about? What's your
It's
opinion on that?
actually going that way right now. Like I
Yeah.
can see that happening with my students. Usually they I don't mind the talking back. Sometimes like if the student talk back, it means they have an opinion, right? But usually the
Right.
old way of thinking, you shouldn't talk back to older people. But
Right.
now they start talking back, which is good for me because I'm not like that generation. So I'm the new generation. I consider myself a new generation. So I accept their opinion, right? I accept their
Right.
opinion. It's happening, but you have to be respectful when you have opinion, right? So
Right.
and but on the internet, some people, some younger people, they just um, what's it called, like using using bad words. Like you can have an
Mhm.
opinion, but you still can be polite at the same time.
Yeah.
So it's happening.
Thank
It's happening.
Thank you, Jake. Yeah, I try to do a little bit of not really teaching, but just go into classrooms and have conversations with the. I was invited to a few schools to go in and not for money, but just to go in and talk to the students, right? But it seemed like the teacher would introduce me and then leave, and he'd want me to actually have a something to teach the kids every day, and I was like,
Hmm.
and this is not really what I wanted to do. But
Mm.
it was difficult in some of these villages, like they've never even seen a falang,
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
it was difficult to get them to interact with me. So I would come back with like cookies and candy and stuff like that, and just try to break the ice with them and make something fun. Like we would have contests. If they didn't get it right, I'd make the boys do push-ups or the girls do jumping jacks, if stuff like that, to get them to try to be more interactive with me, because like you said, like they wouldn't ask any questions. It was just they
Hmm.
were all so like they were afraid to not get something right, very
Hmm.
shy, and
Mm.
it was difficult. But I couldn't be dependable enough to stick with it with the kids. So I
Hmm.
didn't do it. I didn't do it very often, but I found it very difficult to try to get through that they have like a big barrier. It's not like the West where the kids will
Yeah,
probably tell you more than what you really want to know. They're very
yeah,
highly opinionated, and
yeah.
if they don't like it, they're going to explain to you their discomforts. Same as people in my
Uh,
comment section.
yeah, there's one question. There's one question from Easy in Life. He asked, "I'm going to marry my Thai girl. Still need to ask. Do you ask approval through their parents or what?" Serious question. Um, yes, it's the part of the ceremony. You know, the wedding. You have to ask, or you can bring like what we call it. ผู้ใหญ่ means the adult. You can find um, someone who's older than your father or your father friends or your girls the Thai girls father friends or whatever, you know, like to go and ask. So if you have like somebody who's senior, right, you know, to go with you to the girl's house and they can talk. Okay, Mr. This wants to marry your daughter. What can be arranged, you know, how much money or how do you want to go about it, you know, like you can talk, right? But you need to have an adult or a senior person, whatever, you know, like who's older than your father or your father's friends, something like that. I'm not sure, like, but somebody's old, you know. ผู้ใหญ่
James Britt says he's taught English in Thailand for 16 years. That's a pretty good run, 16 years.
Congratulations, you survived. 16 years. Me 1 year is too long, especially with Thai kids. Too long, 1 year.
Tom Yum Guy says asking questions can be losing face. How can you learn without asking questions? Yeah, you got to. It's
Yeah.
difficult to teach them that you have to ask questions. You know, it's difficult to change their mindset. It's very difficult in Thailand. Elmer, thank you very much for that. Appreciate that. Stuck in Florida says I've been learning English for 57 years and still only have about about half right.
English is hard.
So what was it? I mean, how long did it take you to learn English? You think a couple years?
Well, the first year, forget about it, you know. But I mean, like, took me like like the second year I could at least, you know, speak a little bit, like sentences and everything, you know. But the first year,
Mm-hmm.
forget about it. Yes, no, okay, a little bit, something like that. A little bit, I could say, you know, like phrases. I remember from
Mm-hmm.
the group. So, I mean, like the second year, usually 2 years English for me.
Right.
Yeah.
So, do you have any words of wisdom for people that are trying to learn to speak Thai for the first time? You have anything, a guide for them where to start?
Yes, I would say that Thai and English are the same grammar anyway, right? So
Mm-hmm.
English we have subject, verb, and object, right? Same as Thai. All you need to do is just learn the words and put them in the right
Mm-hmm.
place, and that's it. So, for example, in Thai we are,ฉันฉันรู้สึกหิว. What does that mean, Chuck? Do you know?ฉันรู้สึก
But
หิ
that
ว.
that's like a written language. That's like I know. Say it again.
ฉันรู้สึกหิว.
Like I know I'm hungry.
Yeah, something like that. So basically, ฉัน I รู้สึก feel, right? หิว means hungry. Same thing. ฉันรู้สึกหิว. I feel hungry. Same thing, right? We subject
Yeah.
first and then verb and then object. Same thing. So if you know the words in Thai, you can put them in the right place. So you can speak Thai. So don't worry
Did I
about the,
did I pass the test? Did I get a B at least?
yeah. But you need to learn. But you didn't say the butt gun correctly though the last time.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I
Yeah,
didn't know what the
the
hell
last
it's
time
called.
the butt gun,
Yeah,
right?
you were trying to tell me. I saw that
Yeah.
later on. I
it,
don't know
it
what the hell
it's
it was
the
called.
T-sheet gun.
T-sheet gon.
The
Gon
butt
gon
gun.
is like
Gun,
gon
it's
is like your
the
butthole.
it's the butt, yeah.
Yeah.
T-sheet gun.
I I think Thai is I don't think it's anything like English. Like the Thai way of speaking is totally to me it's like Neanderthalic, like very simple. It's not complex. Like me just
Uh-huh.
explaining this is a whole lot of words. And
Uh-huh.
in Thai language, you guys would never have this in depth conversation about certain subjects. It's always simple, like
Yeah.
compressed into like very few words, which it makes
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
easier because one word could mean several different things. So once you
Yeah.
learn the word, then you learn the tones of that word, then you already automatically learned five words. Not
Yeah.
in all
Yeah. Yeah.
cases,
Exactly. But
but
English, we
but the
have like many words, right? Many same meaning, but many words.
yeah, yeah. Well, same in
Yeah.
Thai too. Like
Yeah.
also has, but not as many.
Uh-huh.
But the one word, and same with English too, like
Uh-huh.
I or C.
Uh-uh.
they have two or three different meanings of the same word, but they're spelt usually spelt differently. And in Thai, sometimes they're spelt the same. It's just you got to understand the tone, symbol of the tone. My A, whatever. You know what I mean? So it's for me. It's a lot easier once you learn how to read Thai and understand the five tones and the symbols, what they mean. It
Yeah.
becomes easier. But like the word "my" means a whole lot of things. But
My my uh-huh.
you have to be able to say it properly, right? So which is difficult for people like from like the Brits, like the Brit or not even the Australians trying to. It's difficult for them to say a word properly. So I always tell them try to say a complete sentence so they understand the
Mm-hmm.
direction of the
Mm-hmm.
conversation. Because you might be off on your tone, but if they understand the direction of your conversation from the
Yeah.
beginning to
Yeah.
the end, they'll
Mm-hmm.
be able to pick up what you're saying. So,
Yeah.
but if you just say one word, they don't even have a clue that you're trying to speak
Mm-hmm.
Thai. You know?
Yeah, exactly. At least say it out, like say the whole sentence first. And then if they don't
Yeah.
understand, then keep saying it. They'll
Right.
understand, the word.
Yeah. Yeah. I do that a lot too. Like I'm pretty adamant on trying to get my word across to that person to the point sometimes I'm super sarcastic because I want them to try to not think that all foreigners are the same. Like we
Uh,
can't do it because a lot of times, especially the younger ones, when you speak to them in Thai, like they don't even want to acknowledge you. You know,
mhm.
I don't really feel like it's disrespectful as much as I want them to try to steer away from that because it's not good for them to be that way uh, dealing with foreigners. So I always kind of put my head like in front of Paige because they won't look at me; they'll look at Paige and they'll say it again. And occasionally I'll even spell the word, so
Mm.
they understand I'm spelling it. Or come into my office,
Oh, Paige. สวัสดีครับ
Paige. This is T. He had his wife on here earlier. They're going to come visit us eventually one day.
This year.
Yeah, this year. She's like, okay, that's whenever. Okay, very good.
Good, good. She seems
So
always happy, so.
she is. A lot of people,
Yeah.
when we first started making videos, say, why has your wife got a faker smile? I'm like, I don't know. I don't. Why would she do that? Why would anybody do that? Like, try to impress you or something? But I think everybody pretty much gets us now. But one time we were somewhere and I could not get this person to understand me for the life of me. So I asked them in Thai. Um, I told him, I said, I'm sorry, my Thai is put my gang katot nakap. I said, I'm sorry, I don't speak very well.
Mm.
I said, you must be, because I forget, I think we were somewhere by the Cambodian. I asked him, I said, are you a Cambodian? Like, or are you Thai? Oh, I'm Thai. I'm like, oh, so you can, I said, so you can speak Thai language, but you don't understand what I'm saying. And they looked at me like, all right, what the hell do you want? So
This question from Patty Forsman. Thai, Tirak, Tirak. What does that mean? Tirak means, hey, darling, hey, baby, something like that.
like,
Tirak.
yeah,
Rak means love. So
yeah,
when you call somebody tilak means hey baby or hey darling, hey honey, whatever. Like it can mean several different things.
Mm, probably a cat call. Come into my bar. Just kidding.
Uh, yeah, sweetheart. Yeah, Tom Yum Guy said, sweetheart.
Toby Price says, I'm Scottish. Dog and horse and tie impossible for me. Is there any way you can simplify those two words for us?
Yeah, yeah, I don't really get it.
You know, the word in Thai
Oh,
language is
oh, oh,
similar.
okay, okay. Yeah, the tone. Dog is ma, dog. Ma. It's the round. When you speak it, you have to do the finger
Hmm.
thing too. Uh, ma. It's like up, down, and up, right? And horse ma. It's like a straight
Hmm.
line. Ma up. That but the dog ma like a smiley face. Mm.
Hmm. I can relate to this because I'm Southern and everything I say is kind of with a drawn out draw. So I would always call my mother Mama. And
What?
she's finally, I just call her Ma now. I don't
Yeah,
even mess
man.
with it. So I just call her Mom, But yeah, it could be difficult. I,
Use the
I get
line to help you.
Yeah, I have a lot of the people that teach here in Thailand are some of my harshest critics, but I'm not Thai, so my tone's not correct, and I try to teach people some like just basic speaking words, speaking language words, and not really like a proper Thai. I think it's easier for them just to learn a few speaking words, but my biggest critics are the teachers. That that's not how you say that exactly. You need to properly say so what the krap. Like people where I live, very few of them say so what the krap. You know, in Isan, it's always so what the krap, so what the krap. And that's just what I'm used to. And I try to explain to them I don't speak English like the Queen's English, like I'm a Texan. Like
Mm.
I speak with a slur, like it's drawn out. And my but that's in Thailand. I try to tell it if you go down to southern provinces, they speak really fast. If you go up into Chiang Rai, they speak very slow. If you go
Yeah.
into Seren, I don't know what the hell they're saying,
We have
but
five dialects here in Thailand. Like Dear speaks the southern. She can speak both the central accent and the southern accent. So Dear can do well. My family can do except me. I understand, but I can't speak. I only can speak the central one. Um, we have five dialects: northern,
I was
southern, central, and uh, like what's it called? Like
mhm,
the Phetchaburi, Ratchaburi area. They speak another accent.
right. I was trying to do this word of the day, and I still do every now and then, but it became annoying to me because I was trying to spell it in a way that people could say it. It's phonics, right? You understand phonics. So
Hmm.
I was trying to tell people just ask your wife or a Thai person how to say it, write it down in your language that you can mimic this word exactly how you hear it, because how it's
Hmm.
written is not gonna it doesn't do justice with the Thai
Yeah,
language.
yeah.
Depending on where you're from, like a lot of people get annoyed when I
Karaoke language, we call it.
yeah, like I say, oh, we're going to Got Chang. Like it really bothers some people. I go, I wish you would stop. I wish you would learn how to say Ko Chang or Ko Chang, whatever they're
Uh,
saying.
uh-huh.
I'm like, well, I'm trying to teach you
Hmm.
something that's in Thai,
Hmm.
because we actually are in Thailand, and it's unfortunate that it's spelt with a K, and it really the word is a Gok guy,
Uh-huh.
which is a G sound more than anything, a short
Yeah.
G.
Cơ, it's
Uh,
more like call kwai, call kwai. Yeah, yeah, same.
yeah.
So you have
So
to,
it's
yeah.
so how do you say the word island in Thai? It's Sala A Gok guy, Sala A. How do you
Uh-huh.
say
Got,
that?
got,
Gok
got. Mm.
Gok.
Short one,
So
make it short.
yeah, Gok.
Uh, Got.
So I always do that. Got, we're going to Got Chang, we're going to Got Samet. I try to teach them that, but it's difficult.
Just don't say ko. I've been hearing somebody like saying ko, like ko
Yeah,
shang. Don't you don't say ko. Ko is more
yeah,
like coyote, something like that.
yeah.
Coyote,
So that's what
coyote.
I try to do, but it gets annoying to me, and I get annoyed
uh,
easily. I think with people, unfortunately. But I was like, yeah. And a lot of these, a lot of my critics are they claim to be Thai teachers, you know. So, but anyway, it's not. It's the English word, you know. And I always say it's like the River Kwai, you know,
yeah.
like
Hmm.
why did you spell it Kwai? Why did you even spell it like that? You should have. There's a whole bunch of different ways I think you could have spelt
Hmm.
that word to where it would have at least resembled Kwa.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
so
Yeah. That's right. Hmm. Like Tom Yum Kai says, confusing. Yes, Isan. Well,
mm,
three ways to say it. Well, three ways to write it. So
yeah.
Isan,
Isan's
Isan.
actually the easiest language I think to learn because it's you know they only use really a few different vowels. You know, like sala 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 you know,
Uh,
they don't use a big broad like central
mm,
Thai. But
mm.
for me, it's like if you can speak Isan, you could probably travel anywhere in Thailand because they understand Isan pretty much throughout Thailand. You know,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I would say. Do you understand Isan?
Not really. Well, some words, but I mean, like I like the Isan, the music though. The music is very
Yeah,
popular. The Isan country
yeah,
music. So
yeah. Like เมื่อปานก่อนเด้อ
uh, again,
เมื่อปานก่อนเด้อ
what is it? uh, go home. I'm gonna go home. Something.
Yeah, I'm gonna go home now กลับกลับบ้าน
Kaban.
กลับบ้านเมื่อปานกลับบ้าน
Oh, oh.
Yeah, they like to
Mm,
use the word "the," like
the ending.
ไข่ดีๆ
Uh,
so
the central we say na, khai di
yeah,
na.
yeah,
Same thing, same thing. So the ending.
yeah, yeah, yeah. A lot of things are different, but it's you try to get people to understand even in their own country that's the same
Hmm.
thing, like especially in the US. If you go from Louisiana up to Baltimore, you're gonna be like, what the hell are you guys saying? You know? So
Do you guys have
any other
different accent also, like in
oh,
America?
most definitely, yeah. Like I said, Louisiana is just like it's really kind of
Like very,
yeah. It's more.
like
It's like a
Liverpool English, right?
French
Uh,
and English combined. And then you go up into Baltimore, and you know they got a pretty or like Joe, for instance, New Jersey. You know, they like to add R to everything. You know, at the end of it. So I could talk
mm.
about him because he's not here.
He just left.
Uh, Cajun. But yeah, I mean, we have the same problem in Thailand. But I do enjoy trying to do the word of the day. But the spelling part in English was the thing I could never really get through. Where I was trying to spell it out how I see it, you
Uh,
know, and it was like, oh, that's not how you spell it. Like, okay, fine, you know, I don't. What do you want me to do? You know, that's I'm trying to get you to say the word properly. It's
mm.
phonics. It's all
Yeah, phonics.
phonics,
Yeah.
you know. Anyway, I guess that's about it there, Mr. T. Your name is
Yeah.
Timothy.
It's T. Timothy is just the what is it called? The online name.
Uh, okay, it is T.
Yeah.
But that's,
Yeah.
yeah, Timothy is obviously, it's an American name. So, but
Yeah. So
your
easy
Thai
for you
name,
guys
your Thai
to
name is
recall.
pretty long.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I
Oh,
appreciate everything, T. I hope everybody checks out your channel. I really appreciate you coming on here on the podcast. Maybe we'll do it again. If we have a group chat or something, feel free to pop on. But I'll be looking forward to seeing you guys come out here to Nakhon Phanom province.
yeah. Sure. Sure.
Yeah, it'd be a
Looking
good
forward
time.
to it.
When is your next break from school?
Uh, I'm gonna start. The next term is on May the first, May 1st, I think. I'm not sure. The
Okay.
middle of May, something like that. And we're gonna
Okay.
have a short school holiday again in November. So
Oh, okay. So
two
maybe
weeks holiday.
November. November would be good. The weather's perfect up here in November time.
It's gonna be cold.
I don't
Oh, it's
know.
always cold
See,
in Isan.
not really. I mean, last year we had cold weather for about 2 days, and this year it was about 3 months. I mean, it was getting down to, got down to like 9 degrees Celsius, but it gets kind of cool here in this area, but not freezing. You'll make it. You'll be fine. You got some extra padding like me. You'll be okay. All right, T. I
All
appreciate it,
right.
sir, very much. Thank you for coming. We'll see you. We'll
I'll
see you
see
soon, buddy.
everybody.
Okay,
Okay.
man. Thanks
Take
again.
care.